Well guys, you can call me Mystic Meg because I seriously tweeted this gif of Bardock last night, which means we're going to be getting DOKKANFEST Bardock next on Global. So let me know down in the comments, will you be summoning for him? I hope you won't be, because his banner isn't the best. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's go through everything that is coming with Bardock. Then we'll go through his details and the SSJ3 Bardock details that of course is coming when he drops as well. So on JP, of course, you get the standard login bonus. We then got the standard special missions. We have the Dokkan Fest, which will go through the banner near the end. Of course, we have the Dokkan event for the Bardock. We have the potential release campaign, which we currently already have on Global. This is why me and a lot of others thought Bardock was actually coming next, that we were getting these early, and this will lead into Bardock releasing. So Bardock should probably be here within like the next week or so, 2 weeks maximum. Then we have Dragonstone sales. We have the restricted event renewal as well, which is for the Team Bardock, and also I'm pretty sure the Ginyu Force units as well, the free-to-play ones. We also have the return of the Breaking the Siege event, where you defeat numerous Frieja soldiers, and then you get like rewards like stones, etc. The standard returning story events, and we're also going to be getting, after quite a while, can't remember the last time we got these were, maybe it was worldwide, maybe, potentially, I cannot remember, where we're getting new missions for the Fighting Legend Goku event, Goku GT edition, and also the Vegeta event as well. Now, whatever the category missions are for these, because I'm not sure what they are, they're probably going to be incredibly easy to do, considering these events do not get touched, they do not get updated, they get missions every once in a while, and that is literally about it. I think the only difficulty that will come from doing these missions is if the category mission you're attempting, your category, or for that category, you do not have hardly any of the units you need to actually do it. That's probably where you'll struggle. Other than that, if you do have like the units that are going to help you through the missions, they should be literally an easy walkthrough, and it's kind of 3 stones at that point. And us Dokkan players, you know we love 3 stones. Of course, we've got another Ultimate Clash, Mysterious Ritual Summon. Then we've got the Easy A for SSJ3 Bardock, which will go through his details right now. I'd say his Easy A is very solid. It's a good Easy A. Again, is it an Easy A that is ridiculous? Is it like Easy A transforming Gogeta Blue level, or soon to be in a few days on Global, the, you know, transforming SSJ2 Gohan level or Cell level? No, it's a solid Easy A. It's good for SSJ3 units because we finally have a good SSJ3 lead. It's a solid Easy A, but it's nothing ridiculous. It's not going to blow you away. It's not new best Easy A in the game level. So just remember that and keep that in mind. So the Super Saiyan 3 category now has a 170 lead, and he provides Super Int types of Ki plus 3, HP and attack and defense plus 120. On 12 Ki, he's raising his defense by 30% for 1 turn and causes immense damage to the enemy and seals super attack. So quite useful where you can utilize the seal, but there's not many places you can do that now in Dokkan. At the start of turn, he is getting Ki plus 3, attack and defense plus 100%. And then on Super, he then gets an additional attack and defense plus 100% as well, which is very nice. But when you consider some units have like 150, 180 at the start of turn, and then like 50% attack and defense on Super, it kind of balances out. But it's very nice that he does get that much on Super. It does mean his damage is going to jump up. It does mean his defense is going to jump up. So his defense after supering should be in a solid spot. You know, get the 100% when performing a super attack, and then the 30% defense raise on super attack in general. His defense will be in a solid spot. You're probably looking in the region of like 400-500k, maybe a little bit more, give or take, which is enough to handle the majority of basics in red zone. However, a super attack, like a lot of Easy A's in Dokkan who aren't like, as I said, Gogeta or Gohan level, the upper echelons, will get absolutely clapped. So do bear that in mind. He does provide superclass allies with attack plus 50% as well, and he also launches an additional super attack when there is a power beyond a Super Saiyan category ally attacking in the same turn, which is going to be very easy to trigger when you consider some of the better units in the game are literally on this category. Not to mention the Year 7 gods still run them, so that's one. This guy's going to be getting an Easy A soon. Even the potential for an Easy A Kale and Caulifla is up there because they were the best unit when they initially dropped. Their Easy A should hopefully take them back to that or somewhere near that. SSJ4 Goku still incredibly good. The Year 5 potentially may get Easy A's during the 8th anniversary right now. This guy's Easy A is still pretty good. You also have the Year 8 Buu Saga units as well, who are one of the best units in the game currently on JP. The Year 7 SSJ4s. There's a plethora of units here, including Gogeta as well, who can trigger the power beyond the Super Saiyan to give him the built-in additional. Not to mention as well, if you are going to just run like an SSJ3 unit with him or running a 170 SSJ3 team, now that you have a decent lead, they are all on Power Beyond a Super Saiyan as well. So triggering that built-in additional, so easy to do. And it's also very useful because not only is he going to do some extra damage, but considering this additional is guaranteed to be a super attack, that does mean you're going to get a second 30% defense raise, which is going to help his defense and help him tank a little bit more in harder content. It won't make much of a difference, but it's a little bit extra. Again, he'll probably have to tank all basics in red zone for double digits, but that's kind of becoming standard now. But again, super attacks will still catch him. I think the only one you won't have to worry about too much, but still take a bit of damage, but don't worry about him dying, would definitely be Cell Max, unless he decided to super attack him multiple times, as he does. So yeah, very easy to trigger, and again, considering he's an older unit, you may have dupes in him, you may have him rainbowed like I do. There's also the potential to launch another additional super attack through the dupe system, which means you could get a triple defensive raise, which again would be nice. It won't make too much of a difference because it's only a 30% increase rather than a 50, and his defense isn't too high to begin with. It's solid, but not solid enough. But he will do some decent damage in the turn, and then, you know, he will raise his defense, more importantly, by, you know, 3 times by 30%. So that's the easy A for SSJ3 Bardock. In terms of the rest of the details, it's kind of standard stuff. You know, you have the easy A banner, category summons, you know, returning events, another explosive chain battle, and a new ESBR stage. All the standard stuff we are used to in each celebration. So now we have Bardock's banner, of course. We have Bardock, we have a side banner Tora, which does involve all the Team Bardock members. And the featured units, I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of value here. We have Margin Vegeta, we have Super Vegeta, Broly, Transforming Bardock, and also the Transforming Easy A Freezer. Now, a few people said maybe Margin Vegeta won't be on the banner because typically Saiyan Day banners do have previous Saiyan Day units on this, which 3 of them actually are in terms of Margin Vegeta, Broly, and Bardock. So we could potentially see a change, but also as Global Dokkan, they could easily keep this the same, and then we could see, you know, at least 2 of these appear on the Saiyan Day banner in a month's time. So I wouldn't hold your breath that the banner will be changed. As I said, there's not a lot of value here. Margin Vegeta is still pretty good, especially with LR Vegeta and Trunks. So of course, if you haven't pulled him in a month's time on the Saiyan Day banner, they will or should be featured. So if you have enough coins, you could potentially pick up Margin Vegeta off this banner and then get Vegeta and Trunks in a month's time, and that will work really well. Other than that, I mean, Super Vegeta still has good damage output. Unfortunately, defensively, just isn't up to par for harder content. Broly's still okay, but he's kind of dropped out the meta. And Bardock just really needs an easy A, so hopefully this year he does receive one. And Frieza's not bad, again, but none of these units you're really going to want to be picking up or summoning for. So yeah, as I said, there's just not much value here. We could potentially see a change for Margin Vegeta, but considering it's global, I wouldn't hold your breath, I'm not going to lie. But in terms of the 2 new units, we have the side banner Tora, who does lead storied figures with Ki +3, HP attack and defense +130. On super attack, he does raise attack for 1 turn and cause supreme damage to the enemy, and raises superclass allies attack by 30% for 1 turn. Now this side banner Tora is pretty good, mainly thrives around other Bardock and Team Bardock units, and you'll see why in a moment. Does get Ki +2 and attack and defense +150 at the start of turn, then an additional attack and defense +50% perform the super attack, and then gets an additional attack and defense +20% per storied figures category ally on the team, up to 100%. And if you quickly take a look at the storied figures category allies, again, you're looking at Bardocks, there's Tapion and Minosha, you know, we're looking at Bojacks, but you're never really going to run them with Tapion and Minosha or Bojack and units like that. With the Team Bardock LR, we have LR Bardock, we have Pycon, you're not going to run them with Pycon. But yeah, all the Team Bardock members, all the SSJ Bardocks, SSJ3 Bardock, SSJ4 Bardock. As I said, this Tora is really good, but mainly performs best with other Team Bardock and Bardock units themselves. Tora then has a chance to perform a critical hit, chance of evading enemies' attack, and reduces damage received by 10% per Team Bardock category ally on the team. Again, the emphasis on running them with Team Bardock category allies, that's a lot of really good utility to have built into your kit. Crit chance, dodge, and damage reduction. But again, you do have to run them around Team Bardock category allies, which, I mean, you have the DOKKANFEST Bardock who will 200% lead them. You have the Fasha from the Carnival banner that came a few months ago, who's pretty good. You also have the Team Bardock Easy Ace who are still pretty solid to this day. So it's still a pretty good category, and it's a good 200% lead, but probably will be a little bit lacking considering the majority of the team is free-to-play units. They can still hold up in harder content, but of course over time they will age a little bit more than, of course, summonable premium units. But that is a very good utility to have fully built into the kit. And then also, Storied figures category will get key +3, attack and defense +30%. All allies get attack and defense +30%. In addition, when your team has an ally whose name includes Bardock attacking in the same turn, which naturally you will, just because a lot of the Bardock units are the better units to be running on these categories, especially with this Tora as well, because you want to be triggering that. So very good support, great utility built in. You only need them attacking in the same turn, so you don't even need to completely fill out your category or your team with Team Bardock units, but naturally you'll probably end up doing that, or that will be on the more heavy side anyway. It's a pretty good sidebound unit. Unfortunately, very restricted to where you're going to be running this Tora, if I do say so myself. The link set is Team Bardock, same warrior race, same pride, same lineage, cold judgment, prepared for battle, fierce battle. Very easy to link as well, and doesn't have too many categories. You're looking at low class warrior, pure Saiyans, Team Bardock, space traveling warriors, and storied figures. Then we have the main man, which is DOKKANFEST Bardock. He is a 170 lead for Goku's family and storied figures, and then gives an additional HP attack and defense +30% to pure Saiyans. So, you know, with Goku's family and pure Saiyans, you're looking at, of course, Goku's and Bardocks who benefit off that, which isn't too bad. And then story figured and pure Saiyans, you're looking at, again, Bardocks, SSJ Bardocks, any form of Bardock, and the Team Bardock units. On super attack, he'll greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for one turn, cause immense damage to the enemy. He has an entrance animation, which is probably one of the best in the game. We'll see that probably very soon, within the next week or so. On Twitter, his animations are very nice. And off the entrance animation, he does randomly change one key sphere of a certain type to rainbow key spheres, and then gets attack +70% and foresees enemy super attack for 5 turns from the start of turn when there's an ally whose name includes Goku, or if you are facing an enemy whose name includes Frieza. So, very easy to trigger when you think about the leads he does run, or even the categories he does go on. You're bound to have a Goku on your team, so triggering that is going to be very easy. The Frieza enemy, a little bit more specific, but the Goku ally, incredibly easy to trigger. The attack +70% is nice. The changing one random key sphere of a certain type to rainbow key spheres is helpful considering of how a passive works. But the main thing is he has a scouter for 5 turns from the start of battle. Now, you know, the scouter is probably still one of the strongest abilities to have in Dokkan. We just don't really see any top tier units have it. And a lot of the time you probably want to trigger it somewhat closer to the end when you're going to be taking more damage in like a red zone. However, having a scouter from like the get-go, the start of battle, very useful when you think about where super attacks are coming from to be maintaining HP, you know, so you want to conserve your items in a red zone run or just any more difficult content. You know, you're going to want to avoid that, maybe put a unit that tanks better or has guard, etc., damage reduction to take the super rather than someone else who would take far more damage or where you would need to pop an item. Or, you know, when you have units that need to build up through their passive, they need to attack a certain amount of times, super attack a certain amount of times, or maybe even stack, you know, you'll be able to move them out the way and maneuver your, you know, your rotations so you can do that without receiving a super attack because you'll know where they are for 5 turns. So a very nice bit of kit. And then at the start of turn, he's getting key +2, attack and defense +150. He then gets an additional attack and defense +40% with each super attack performed, which will go up to 120, which is literally only 3 supers. And when you consider him being a Saiyan unit, very easy to get key. Not an LR as well. Launching 3 super attacks will take you maximum 3 turns of him appearing, but very easy and quick to build up, especially if you do hit an additional as well. His attacks are effective against all types with 1 or more rainbow keys sphere obtained, and considering he is going to be changing 1 key sphere or 1 random type of a key sphere to rainbow key sphere, getting this standalone 1 rainbow key sphere to get your attacks effective against all types. It's going to be very easy to do. Also, he then gets an additional attack and defense +50% with 2 or more rainbow key spheres obtained, and then performs a critical hit with 3 or more key spheres obtained. So not one of them where you need like 5 or 6 considering it's rainbow key spheres, but shouldn't be too difficult to get 3 or more rainbow key spheres. And then, you know, you're going to be getting a guaranteed crit in there as well, which means Bardock will be able to do some pretty decent damage if you are getting those 3 rainbow key spheres. So yeah, all in all, a pretty decent and a pretty impressive Dokkan Fest to be coming up next. But, you know, considering Saiyan Day is a month away, we're kind of on that track to start saving for the anniversary. Also, his banner doesn't really have a whole lot of value unless you're there, you know, there's a unit you want to pick up with coins. So even then you can save your stones. You probably don't want to be summoning for him, and I don't think he's good enough for you to be wasting your stones at this point. Again, considering we don't know what's coming for like Golden Week or what they're going to do for Golden Week, and Saiyan Day this in a month's time. So you're probably best saving your stones, but still a decent Dokkan Fest nonetheless. He does also have an active skill which will cause ultimate damage to the enemy, and within the turn activated, all attacks become crits. And his active skill condition could be activated starting from the third turn, starting from the third turn with another 3 or more Team Bardock category allies on the team, or when HP is 50% or less, starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. His links are same warrior race, same lineage, family ties, Team Bardock, same pride, prepared for battle and fierce battle. Of course, with him being a Saiyan unit, he goes on low class warrior, pure Saiyans, Goku's family, Team Bardock, all out struggle, space traveling warriors, connected hope, storied figures, entrusted will, and bond of parent and child. So that is everything coming in Bardock Celebration. Here's the next Dokkan Fest coming. As I said, do let me know down in the comments what you think of him. Are you going to be summoning for him? Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.